Tom Sandoval paced the backstage hallway of America's Got Talent, dressed in a shimmering emerald green jacket that caught every glint of stage light. His hands clapped together rhythmically, his shoulders bounced slightly, and his eyes darted toward the curtain that separated him from one of television's toughest stages. This was not the set of a reality show. There were no confessional cameras waiting to dissect his every move. It was the AGT stage, and for Sandoval, it represented something more than a performance slot. It was a shot at redefining how the world saw him. For many, Tom Sandoval's name is still tied to one of the most public scandals in recent reality television history. His affair with Vanderpump Rules co-star Raquel Leviss detonated across entertainment media, ending his 9-year relationship with Ariana Madix and sparking a frenzy that the press dubbed Scandoval. The fallout was swift and punishing. His reputation suffered, his ventures faced backlash, and his personal life was ripped apart under an unforgiving spotlight. Major outlets ran think pieces on reality TV's biggest villains, and Sandoval's name was often at the top of the list. But in this moment, standing in the wings of America's Got Talent, his nerves had little to do with that past. They were focused instead on the task at hand, delivering a performance that could stand on its own merit. Obviously, it was so nerve-wracking to go on that stage, Sandoval said in a post-performance interview. I mean, you're performing in front of Simon Cowell, the guy who's famously destroyed people on stage. The pressure wasn't about redemption, it was about artistry. Sandoval wanted the judges and the audience to see him as a musician, not as a headline from a scandal. The moment was about proving something to himself and to his band, the most extras, who had stuck by him through the most tumultuous chapter of his life. According to Sandoval, America's Got Talent had reached out to him multiple times before, but he turned the opportunity down. He anticipated that the reaction to his appearance could be colored by public resentment lingering from Scandoval. The idea of walking into that environment seemed like willingly stepping into a lion's den. Yet over time he began to reconsider. Not for himself, but for the band that had been his anchor. I just wanted to be like, hey guys, we're gonna go play on the biggest stage we've ever played on, America's Got Talent, he explained. Music had been the constant through the chaos. When scandal upended his personal and professional life, rehearsals and performances with the most extras became a lifeline. I felt as though I had nothing in my life and this band was the only thing that kept me going, he said. The performance they brought to AGT was a vibrant cover of a Haas 1985 hit, Take On Me. It was theatrical, high energy, and unapologetically fun. A contrast to the heavy drama that had dominated Sandoval's public narrative. The stage erupted in a cascade of lights, and Sandoval's charisma was evident as he worked the crowd. Whatever skepticism the judges may have had at first began to erode as the band leaned into their infectious energy. The judges' reactions reflected a willingness to look beyond the scandal. Mel B praised the feel-good vibe, standing to applaud. Sofia Vergara commented on how amazing Sandoval looked on stage. Howie Mandel acknowledged his showmanship, while Simon Cowell, known for his blunt assessments, offered a measured critique. For me, the vocals weren't great, Tom, Cowell said, before adding that not everyone comes on AGT seeking a record deal. Sometimes, he noted, it's about being true to who you are. There was, however, no complete avoidance of the scandal in the judges' banter. When Sophia asked about it, Howie offered a blunt summary. He slept with his girlfriend's best friend. Mel B responded with a wry, no wonder nobody liked him then. But Simon quickly cut in, signaling disinterest. Do you know how not interested I am in any of that stuff? It was a small but telling moment. The kind that suggested there might be space for Sandoval to exist in the public eye without every conversation orbiting his past mistakes. The band received 4 yes votes, securing their place in the next round. For Sandoval, it was validation not only of their talent, but also of the decision to step into such a high-stakes environment. His nerves, he reiterated afterward, were never about the fear of old wounds being reopened. They were about the universal anxiety of performing live, especially under the gaze of industry legends and millions of viewers. Sandoval's participation on AGT comes at a transitional moment in his career. While Vanderpump Rules continues, and he remains a fixture in reality TV culture, He appears more focused on using music as a form of self-expression and escape. The Most Extras, described as the ultimate party cover band, has been steadily building a reputation for its high-energy shows. Sandoval's goal is to take them on tour, playing for audiences who are there for the music, not the drama. "I just hope the audience and the judges see who I am as a musician," he said, underscoring that this chapter of his life is about expanding beyond the boundaries of reality television. It's also about proving that his creative pursuits have substance, that his artistry is more than an accessory to his fame. That distinction is critical in understanding the significance of his AGT appearance. Critics might be tempted to see it as a calculated PR move, an attempt to soften his image in the wake of scandal. But the structure of the performance, the joy on stage, and the camaraderie with his band suggests something more personal. This wasn't a press conference disguised as entertainment. It was in many ways a creative rebirth, one in which Sandoval's motivations were rooted less in seeking public forgiveness and more in reclaiming control over how he is seen. In interviews following the performance, Sandoval didn't shy away from acknowledging the pain of the past. He described the period following Scandoval as one where everything I do is completely criticized. Yet he also emphasized that dwelling on that negativity was not the purpose of his AGT moment. "With being on a reality TV show, that's very much about your personal life. It was really, really rough," he reflected. "But the band kept me going." Looking ahead, Sandoval has more on his plate than music. He is slated to appear in the upcoming season of House of Villains, a reality competition that leans into the notoriety of its cast. It's a choice that may seem at odds with his desire to move past scandal, but it also demonstrates his comfort in playing with the public's perception of him. In a way, it's a parallel to his AGT strategy: embrace the label, then subvert it through performance. The lesson of his AGT audition is not that public opinion can be changed in a single night. It's that a performer can step onto a stage under a cloud of skepticism and still command attention through craft and presence. Sandoval's nerves were the kind that any musician might feel, facing a massive live audience, a panel of world-famous judges, and the weight of expectation that comes with live television. Those nerves were not a ghost of Scandoval, but a byproduct of the ambition to succeed in a new arena.